Here we go again, another movie that makes smiling seem absolutely creepy. It's been a while since I saw the first Smile movie, so I can't say for sure that I remember all the gory little details, but I do remember really liking the movie, so I was very excited to see the idea of a sequel and see if it turned out as good as the first one, because as we all know, a lot of times these horror movie sequels, they just feel like cash grabs that don't really pan out. So, how does Smile 2 compare to some of those other worse sequels? Let's talk about that. Smile 2 stars Naomi Scott and tells the story of a famous pop singer that comes across the evil entity that eventually makes people kill themselves. Can I just take a quick moment to point out how fascinating it is that we had two movies this year come out that starred pop singers. We had the M. Night Shyamalan movie Trap, which was about a pop concert and focused on a pop singer. And then now this movie. It's just kind of interesting, isn't it? It's giving me Armageddon and Deep Impact vibes. You remember the 90s where movies were literally almost copying each other? And this movie isn't really doing that, but it's kind of doing some of that. Do you think that M. Night Shyamalan knew this movie was going to take place at a concert first, or do you think this guy knew that M. Night Shyamalan's movie was going to take place at a concert? What's going on? Who copied who? Now, let's jump right into our main character, Skye Riley, played by Naomi Scott. I think she did a fantastic job. This role really required some extremely convincing performances, and I think that she nailed it. She's constantly shifting between being a woman who is very confident to a woman who is straight up terrified and bordering on an anxiety attack, and some of these things are happening in the same scene. I think one of the most interesting parts about her character is that yes, she is playing a mega popular singer, but at the same time, she's playing a real person with real issues. She's amassed so much wealth and fame, and yet it's really left her with not much to show for it other than some fancy stuff and some trauma. Naomi Scott managed over and over again to convince me that she was really seeing these things. Her reactions all felt authentic. I was scared for her. This was an excellent performance for a horror movie especially. I loved the way this movie began. It picks up pretty much right after the first movie, and it pulls you in immediately with an exciting sequence that really sets the tone for the whole movie of what you're going to expect. Parker Finn, who directed both this movie and the first, proves that he is more than capable of taking a concept that he's already used once and making it feel fresh and exciting. And that is a talent, because oftentimes sequels just feel like retreads. This movie actually manages to feel fresh. There's some really impressive gore and some excellent jump scares in this movie, but not too many jump scares. And there's a scene that you'll see in the trailer for this movie that I thought was just awesome. It's basically her in her apartment, and her apartment is filled with people who are smiling. And it is just unsettling, especially in the way every time the camera cuts away from them and cuts back, they are a little bit closer. The scene actually did make me laugh, but I think that was my way of coping with the fact that it was creepy and terrifying and just unsettling. Did I mention how weird it is that someone smiling actually provokes a fear response? And yet there is ways to make smiling very creepy. Just look at the Joker. I mean, you could see him right on my wall. That's not a very nice laugh or smile. I mean, I really appreciated the pacing of this movie. It is not drawn out. It does not drag its feet. It comes, it goes right when it should. And the acting in this movie is excellent. The gore, sometimes it's pretty disgusting, but this is the Halloween season. That's what we're signing up for, right? If you're going to watch a movie where people are getting killed by an entity that makes people smile, you have to expect lots of gore and lots of creepiness. This movie just brought a smile to my face, but a good smile, not a creepy smile like I had in the beginning of this review. And there was at least one time in this movie for sure where I jumped from one of the scares. And I won't lie, I did look around afterwards just to make sure that nobody saw me, because I didn't want to get caught being scared. Anyway, this movie is excellently entertaining. I think this movie is a 9 out of 10. That's my thoughts on this movie. Did you guys see this movie yet? I assume some of you probably did, because I am a little bit late getting this review out, but please put your thoughts on this movie in the comments and let me know, did this movie work for you, or do you think this movie suffers from the same fate that so many sequels do? Did you like this video? If you did, please hit the like button, and if you want to hear more things from me, well, you should subscribe to this channel. Later.